Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention?
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the Monday, February 9th, 2026 Education Advisory Board meeting. Let's first start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman Sergio Herrera,
Present.
Vice Chair Paula Wilson. Jennifer Sullivan.
Here.
Nancy Panay. Janet Rios.
Here.
Tanya Small. Carla Gonzalez de Leon.
Present.
And Mayor Jeff Amara.
Here. Good evening, everybody. How about that spirit tunnel? How about that? Thank you. Sure, we're going to applaud later. First is a presentation by Principal Salter from Cypress Trails Elementary.
All right, good evening, everybody. Yes,
Good evening.
Let's hear it for that spirit tunnel. It's a pleasure being here tonight. I also have our assistant principal, Lauren Hall, here tonight. She was the assistant principal of the year for the Central Region. And as you will see, we have some special guests here tonight. Each year I try to get creative with this, and I want to really take the opportunity to get to highlight, all the amazing opportunities that our families have. And, by doing so, and our other schools doing so, it really just highlights the amazing opportunities that, all of our students here in Royal Palm Beach have. So for tonight, our focus is going to be a showcase of clubs and activities. I feel like at the elementary school level, we offer a lot of great opportunities, and we're continuing to try to add more and more each year. One of the main activities for all students at our school is our Ron Clark Academy house system. This is now our third year. And as you can see with our new school logo, it really is the heart and soul of our school with our 4 houses, but one family. But I've spent the last 2 years presenting about that really in depth, and it is so strong of a culture at our school. But tonight I want to showcase clubs and activities. So the very first thing that we're going to showcase is our amazing after-school care program. So tonight I have our director here, Mrs. Annie Alson. And then outside with our cheerleaders, we have our assistant director, Miss Sydney Greenway Matthew. I'm so proud of both of them and all of the opportunities that they create for our students. So I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Alson to share a little bit about her program, and then we're going to have a special presentation. So come on up, Mrs. Alson.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mrs. Alson. As he mentioned, my incredible assistant back there is Miss Sydney. She helps me to put everything together. But we just wanted to share a little bit about our after-school program and all of the amazing things that we have started to offer. So first and foremost, we do have 200 students in our after-school program, and we have 16 dedicated staff members. Our team has begun providing morning care for families, which is something that we haven't had before, so that has been a great help. We do morning care after school, and we do summer camp as well. And we have over 30 clubs in the after-school program. We are very big on student choice, student leadership, students having ownership in the program. So we always tell the kids, if you want to do a club, pitch it to us and we'll make it happen. And that's what we have done. Our biggest club right now is cheer. We did start cheer about 3 years ago with just a 3-5 team, and we have now expanded to having a K2 team as well. So we now have 2 teams of cheerleaders, and they are amazing. They perform in the community. They have gone to, Royal Palm Beach High School and performed. They perform at Kindergarten Roundup, and it's just such an amazing way to show parents and our families how much we value our students and how much we encourage them to be great and to do the things that they dream of doing. So throughout the season, they participate in about 10 performances, one of them being the amazing pep rallies that Mr. Salter puts on for the house system. So they kind of get a feel for that, and when they get into middle school and high school, they already have a background, and we have a lot of our cheerleaders that make it to their middle school, high school teams because of it. So our incentive in Cub Club, we have a Cub Buck system where we teach the students about money. We are very serious about our Cub Bucks. Our students are very serious about our Cub Bucks. They earn Cub Bucks throughout every single day for, behavior and acts of kindness. We're very big on acts of kindness. And each month, they have an opportunity to shop at the Cub Buck store. So if they don't bring their money, they don't shop. And they really work hard throughout the entire month to earn their Cub Bucks and to buy the things that they store. They save up for it. They calculate for it. It's been a really great addition to our program. So that is something that we keep on with the Keep On. Our staff as well, we are very big on community support. We recently had our very first Cub Club Cares event, so some of our staff went out to raise awareness for breast cancer, so we all went out together, and that is something that we're going to continue. And lastly, we have family nights. So we have hosted 3 family nights so far. We have our back to school bash, where we kick off the school year. We invite the parents to come out and watch their kiddos jump around outside for about 2 hours. And then we have our gingerbread night, which has really taken off since its first year last year. The parents come, they build gingerbread houses. I would say it's for the students, but the parents really get into it. And they work really, really hard on their gingerbread houses to win. And our newest event is our Cub Club Carnival, which we invite all of the parents to come to. And we even introduce the Cub Buck system to our parents as well. So they come out there for free and they earn Cub Bucks and participate with us. So that's a little bit about our program. We thank you guys so much for having us here and allowing us to present to you. And now, without further ado, since you guys are tired of hearing me talk, please welcome the Lionettes.
Let's get fired up!
right, awesome job to our Lionettes. So we also have a really strong phonics program at our school. So as you can tell, we can spell really well. So when they say G-E-T-U-P, we all get up out of our seats. But I'm so proud of them. So one thing that's really strong about our community is just how many people grew up here, how many people now have children, grandchildren. Miss Sydney, our assistant director, was a Cypress Trails Lion, a Crestwood Eagle, a Royal Palm Beach Wildcat, and now here she is giving back to the community. At the Gingerbread Night, the event has become so big that we went to Royal Palm Beach High School this year in their cafeteria. Our cheerleaders go to the Royal Palm Beach High School Cheerleading Clinic, and so it's just a really, really cool way to connect with the community as well. So super proud of our amazing after-school care program. I do want to share a couple things real quick. So this is a video from our talent show. So just so you get like a bigger picture of the impact and how many students there are, because this was actually just a small size.
Do I have your attention? 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 Do I have your attention?
Is you taking notes?
3, 2, 1. We about to go off. When the speakers go blow, blow, blow. Everybody turn up. It's about to go down, down, down. Make the whole room spin, spin, spin. Turn the bass up loud, loud, loud. We about to go in. And we can't stop now, now, now. Work it out. Don't stop, 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 don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
Work it out. Don't stop, 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 don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
I was chilling in the club, looking cute all by myself. I saw my ex looking a mess, impressed upon somebody else. So I strutted up to the dance floor and I took off my earrings. I did a kick into his face and showed him what he was missing.
Do I have your attention? 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 Do I have your attention?
Don't stop, 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 don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
Look it up. Don't stop, 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 don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
So it was a very tight race for the assistant principal of the year, but I heard that it was that cartwheel that put Mrs. Hall over the top. And so like Mrs. Allison said, we also have our youngest students in a cheerleading team as well. So this was from the Gingerbread Night at the high school back in December, and here is our
5, 6, 7, 8. Little me, I'll show you what to do. Put the C to the T, we are the Lions crew. Little me, I'll show you what to do. Put the C to the T, we are the Lions crew. Now stop and shake it, where the lions can't fake it. Stop and shake it, where the lions can't fake it, fake it. Now you stop and shake it, where the lions can't fake it. Stop and shake it, where the lions can't fake it, fake it. CTES!
So as a proud dad of one of those little lionettes, I can tell you that they work really, really hard, and they're just so cute, and we're so proud of them. So next up in our showcase, we have one of our newest clubs on campus, but they are very quickly gaining a lot of recognition across the whole school district, and this is our Cypress Trails esports team. So with us tonight, we have Mr. Ruggiero, who is a fourth grade math science teacher, also teaches AMP in 4th grade. He's going to come on up. With him is Mr. Barnes. He is our ITSA, our technology assistant. And then unfortunately, Miss Langelis, she's a 2nd grade teacher. She couldn't be here tonight. Also, Mrs. Hall is a proud esports mom as well, and so she's here representing the esports tonight. So, Mr. Ruggiero, come on up.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. Along with Mr. Barnes and Ms. Langlos, we co-teach and co-coach our Cypress Trails Esports Club. So we started this club about 3 years ago. And at first, it was just trying to get the kids introduced to what is esports, what does it mean in a competitive setting. It's becoming one of the fastest growing areas for students as they leave high school to get into a new career. So we want to have an experience where they can try and see what it's like. The stakes are a lot lower, so it's a lot friendlier competitions. We play simpler games. The district does provide opportunities for us to compete where we have the Battle of the Beaches. So we build in Minecraft. We teach the kids about how to make unique projects and how to express themselves in it. So we do have our team here, the Beach Turtles, and they are moving on to the finals next month. So we're very proud of all the work that they did, their creativity, their communication. And these are some of the skills that we're fostering in our club. We're trying to teach the kids about how do we communicate. It's more than just playing video games. How do we team build? How do we collaborate? What's cool and what's not cool? So over the years, we've been progressively getting more competitive in our club, where we try and have breakdown sessions about like what's working, what's not working, how do we improve. So it's more than just screen time after school. It's more a collaboration after school. All right, and then I think we did have, yes. So on the left, you'll see that we have our first year, our inaugural year. So we were just trying to get it off the ground. And for the most part, a lot of it was just trying to figure out how do we even turn on the computers. But they got there and they've been doing really good. We also did have some kids who've been there since the very beginning. And we have them as a privilege to be mentors, so that way those new kids who are coming into the club have someone familiar that they might know from their house, but also just from being in the same class, the same grade level. So we have unique collaboration across our grade levels. The Battle of the Beaches has been a serious competition. They started last year. So the students are given a prompt. They're giving students a rubric where they have to build within certain parameters, and they have a limited time to build. So it is a lot of pressure, but we teach the kids about how do we handle that pressure, how do we not fall underneath it, how do we work together, how do we communicate, so that way we're not just arguing with each other. And this year, we definitely have a winning team, and that's really cool to see. And they'll be moving on to compete with another school here in Palm Beach County and 2 other schools in Broward County. So I wanted to say thank you so much for having us tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I forgot I was supposed to have a wardrobe change in the middle of my presentation. Yeah, I know, Mrs. Hall was like, wait, right. Hey, anyway, yes, I'm proud to be in the Sole Vare house. If you couldn't tell, like we really embody the house system. Everything we do, down to having our esports shirts, our Marathon Runners Club shirts, our SECME shirts, all of our school club shirts are now in house colors, which is really cool when we go to district events. But I'm so proud of Mr. Ruggiero, Mr. Barnes, and our awesome team. So why don't the 4 of you come up? This is Aria, Gavin, Journey, and Elena. Come on up so you guys can be on camera. Come on over here and look at those cameras like right there, and you can wave so you guys can be on camera. This will be on YouTube, right? Or step this way. Closer this way. Closer this way. There you go.
There you go.
All right,
Everybody
Aria, you
wave.
in there?
Wave.
Come over this way, Aria. There she is. Okay, everyone. All right, congratulations, you guys. All right, congratulations. So proud of you all. All right, you guys can go sit back down. I know you guys really want to come on YouTube. Right? How many views, how many people are watching right now live? All right, so congratulations, esports team. I'm so proud of you all. So March 7th, right, at Safe Schools in Boca, they will be competing in the South Florida Finals for the Minecraft Challenge, competing against Miami-Dade and Broward. schools. So best of luck to our esports team. And it's really cool because they're given a task, they're given time to plan, and then they put those headsets on and they build for what, like an hour and a half? An hour and a half. And they're communicating with each other through their headsets, and they have to come up with a plan to try to complete a build to complete their goals, and they're scored on a rubric. So it's a really, really cool competition in just the second year that elementary schools have been a part of it. So I want to continue with showcasing just some other clubs and activities. So I mentioned SECME. SECME stands for Science, Engineering, Communication, Mathematics, and Enrichment. And this Saturday, a week from this Saturday, the 21st, at St. Aloysius High School, I believe, we're having our annual Olympiad. I think every school in the district at the elementary level competes, and it's a really awesome day for our kids to compete in different challenges involving engineering, mathematics especially. Chess Club is brand new this year, and so we just started recently. So it's awesome to give those students the opportunity to learn the game, but also to play. Our hope is that we can join some district tournaments this year. If not, then we'll get it going to start next year, and then we'll have maybe a nice team to compete. Next, we have Teachers of Tomorrow. What's really cool about Teachers of Tomorrow is it's not just, get together after school and learn what it's like to be a teacher. Our art teacher actually sponsors it, and the students get together with her, and they plan lessons around skills for life and learning, and they actually go into the classroom to teach those lessons to the younger students during that part of their school day. So it gives them like actual hands-on experience. They work on bulletin boards around campus and just in general, learn what it's like to be a teacher and to share their creative ideas. We also have in our second year now a club called GEMS, and that stands for Girls Excelling in Math and Science. And this is sponsored by one of our fifth grade math teachers, Mrs. Bryant. And she partners with the Cox Science Center. And so over the course of about 4 or 5 times throughout the school year, girls that are selected in 4th and 5th grade participate in different activities involving math and science, really geared towards trying to inspire them to, increase their scientific thinking and their curiosity. So it's a really cool club that we've added. We also have Marathon Running Club. Our students since October have been running once a week after school. We're lucky that we're located right next to Cat Soccer Complex, so we can go right across the fence. And we have a partnership with the village, and they go running around the soccer fields, and we even have it paced out how many laps equal a mile, and it's just a great opportunity for them to learn the value of exercise and determination. And then a couple weekends ago, we participated in the South Florida Fair Kids Mile. We have 4th and 5th grade band, so this is now our second year. This is free for all students during the school day. That was a really important thing for Mrs. Hall and I when we got approached as a Title I school to host this program, is we wanted to be sure that number one, it does not exclude anyone who couldn't participate by it being after school or before school. And number two, right, it can't interfere with academic time. So we created a schedule in which the students, once every 3 weeks by instrument cluster, spend the whole week in band class during fine arts. And the way it works out is that, they might miss PE this week, and then 3 weeks from now, they'll miss art. And then 3 weeks from then, they'll miss media or whatever other fine arts they have. They're never gonna miss the same fine arts more than once every 4 or 5 rotations. So it works out great, and our band teacher's name's Mr. Snyder. He's a visiting teacher through the school district, and it's just been an amazing opportunity. We've had students already in the first year get into Bach Middle School of the Arts. They're playing band at Crestwood, and it's just been a really cool experience. And now that we're in our second year, this year's 5th graders are now in their second year, so it's gonna be even better to see how much they've grown for middle school. Many of them are already talking about wanting to have band as an elective. We have a House Leadership Council, so this is comprised of our house leaders. We do have two of them with us tonight. Aria is the captain of Sole Vare. Gavin is the captain of Unraka. And then, so we have two house leaders for each of our four houses. They get together once a month with the other teacher leaders of each house. And one thing that's been really cool is just to see the ownership of the house system, being taken over by the students. They create the house meetings that we have once a month. They run the different circles that we have. So, for example, in Unraka, they are the tigers. So there's a Siberian tiger group, there's a Bengal tiger group. And so the students, though, are in charge of those groups when we break out and do different activities. What's really cool is that they've also inspired their peers because they, this past Friday, we had two who were out. Two fifth graders stepped right in and took over for them. And so it really just, rubs off on everyone, that leadership and that ownership. Along with that comes the Student Voice Initiative. Well, not anymore, but she was the reigning new school counselor of the year, Camille Edgecombe-Smith. They just had their awards this past Friday because it was National School Counseling Week. She leads the Student Voice Initiative. Our house leaders are the main focus group, so that she meets with them and eats lunch with them every Friday. But what's really cool this year is they've been bringing a friend with them. And they bring, a different friend each time. So we're getting more voices. We're getting more voices on fifth grade to talk about different topics on campus, like we use our school effectiveness questionnaire really seriously. And one thing we do is, every year we have over 90% of our students take it. And we take their results and they have discussions around some of the results that need improving. Really, we're trying to answer why do students feel this way? Why might they feel this way or that way? And it's been a really powerful club. And then we also have Fine Arts Enrichment. This was the brainchild of Mrs. Hall, so it wasn't just the cartwheel why she won AP of the year. So we were like, well, wait, our fine arts teachers are amazing, but we only have 6th grade levels, and that's 3 hours a day. Like, how can we utilize them strategically for the other parts of the day? And so she has created a schedule where some of our fine arts teachers do reading groups because they're reading endorsed, or our STEM lab teacher does a targeted science club group for students who need more support in science. But our other teachers do fine arts enrichment. And so according to the schedule, whoever has a block going on at that time that might normally be used for like reading intervention, students who either have a gifted eligibility or could benefit from enrichment and they don't need that reading intervention time, they go to the fine arts teacher to do enrichment activities. And so it's just a nice way that we can support our diverse population of exceptionalities. We have a strong gifted program at our school on each grade level, and that's just if it's available, it's another way that we can help to enrich those students. All right, and the last thing that I'm going to do tonight is, I do have to just share some data with y'all. So, but I won't go too much into it. But I do want to share that, coming off of last year, we did have some disappointment in a few areas and where we came up short. Briefly, we lost our A, but so we did get it back through an appeal to the state because we were literally one student away. So that 61% that you see there in the middle of the screen was like our was before that. Really, we're 62%, but it still was not good enough for our school. We've been a low A some years, we've been a mid A some years. When you're as small as we are, we're only 525 students. You get some fluctuation because our students in our upper grades really count more. Our teachers count more. They have to make a greater impact, when you only have 2 teachers on a grade level, for example, who are responsible for all of your reading instruction or all of your math instruction. But just to kind of orient you a little bit, In the middle there where it says predicted, we have 3 different predicted models that come out during the year. And so the last one is what I want to draw your attention to, which says January. Right now in January, we are predicted at 66% of our school grade points. So that would put us, as a strong A, because 62% is that cutoff. Is that, we've really been the strongest in so far this year has been reading proficiency. Right now we're predicted at 67%. Our target's 68%, so we're almost there. 3rd grade reading is definitely an area that we're continuing to work on. We've really made a lot of movement with this year's 3rd graders, and I'll show you in just a moment, but we are currently predicted at 57%. We've got to make some movement with our students, and we've got some tutoring that's already started. We've strategically been helping to group our students in small groups to help give them more personalized instruction. You'll see our gains are predicted at 65% for reading gains, and then our lowest 25%, this was the one area that really was the most disappointing last year. We came up short and we did not, do a good enough job of supporting our students who are in the lowest 25%. And so that was really our main focus coming in this year. We are predicted right now at 65%, but we are not letting up at all because we know that we can strengthen that even more. If you go to math, we've really done a great job of rebounding from COVID, which math took the biggest hit during the COVID years. It's, students lose school, they get behind in their math. So we're at 72% predicted for overall proficiency, 70% predicted for gains, and then our lowest 25% math, this is another area that we're reacting to right now. We're predicted at 55%, but really our target's 65%. Before I could even open my mouth, my 4th grade math teachers were already coming to me saying, oh, hey, we're gonna start tutoring tomorrow. And I'm like, do you wanna get paid? You gotta, talk to me about it. I'll pay you for it. I haven't even had a chance to say, hey, tutoring's gonna start soon. That was amazing because they saw that their students needed more and they immediately started tutoring without even asking, hey, do we have the money for it? And we did. So thank you to our amazing 4th grade team. So we also have our tutor who we hire through our Title I program. She's on our campus now to do a boot camp for 3 months. So we have a lot of great systems in place to support our lowest 25%. And then our science, I'm so proud of them. Our science teachers in 5th grade really kind of hit the reset button this year, changed their mindset, and they've been going to a lot of professional development. And we just also, our 5th grade group this year, they're really strong readers. I'm really proud of them. And they've always been really strong readers, and we knew that we could really capitalize on them being strong readers and such a strong science background at our school. So right now we're predicted at 74% in science, and that well exceeds our target, which was 66%. And so overall, we're predicted right now at 66. I want to just briefly highlight some really strong strengths at our school. First of all, in kindergarten, I feel like we have a really strong kindergarten team. I joked earlier about phonics, but we do really believe strongly in phonics, and we have a really strong program that we use through the University of Florida Literacy Institute called UFly Foundations. So as you can see, we started the year on the left-hand side, actually 11% versus the district and the state. We were 1 point behind the district on our PM1 early literacy, which was, kind of our baseline. You'll see now, fast forward to the right, we are now at 44% predicted proficiency, 44% proficient already, and the district is at 32. So we really made a 13-point advancement versus the district. And I always put the district and the state up there not because we compare ourselves step by step with them, but we need to look at trends, right? If the district improved by 20 points, did we improve by 20? And we improved by 33. So, that just shows us like, okay, that trend, like we're outperforming the trend that, the district and the state have as well. And what's really great is that, along the bottom, I put some insights based on like last year's data. Right now, we're 17% higher than our kindergartners were last year. And we have a really strong team in kindergarten. Third grade reading, I want to share where we are because, that 57% proficiency doesn't tell the whole story. Look at where we were coming in compared to the district. It's a grade level that struggles more. Again, when you have, in this case, about 75, 80 students, it makes a difference. Every student makes a difference. And so with that, we knew we had a lot of work to do. So we only came in at 16% of our students scoring at a level 3 already in August. We were 7 points behind the district, but again, look at that flip. Now we're 3 points ahead of the district, and so we've made great gains already. And compared to where we were last year, we were at 43% this time last year, and we ended up at the end of the year at 63, I believe, was our adjusted score. So with that same work and that focus, we know we can get back up to at least maintain where we were last year, if not to try to get up to our 70% goal. Our fourth grade reading and fifth grade reading you're going to see are really, really strong. We started the year off in fourth grade reading 7 points ahead of the district. Now we're 12 points ahead. So again, we are growing at a higher rate than that norm. And then our fifth grade reading, we came in 15 points ahead of the district, and right now we're at 17 points ahead of the district. So I share that just because we're really growing in those areas at a greater rate, and I'm really proud of that. If you're going to put me in front of you for the evening, I'm going to brag a little bit. Our math, again, in kindergarten, we came in only 1 point ahead of the district, and now we're 2 points ahead of the district. So our kindergarten math, especially given that we were only at 28% this time last year, that's a really strong turnaround in our kindergarten team. I'm really proud of them. Our first grade math came in even with the district, and now we're 6 points ahead of the district. Our second grade math, we came in 6 points ahead of the district, and now we're 8 points. I say this again to just share that our school is growing at a quicker rate, than that norm of the school district. Third grade math, we came in even with the district. Now we're 2 points ahead. Fifth grade math, we actually came in 1 point below the district, and now we're 8 points ahead of the district. And so, my insights at the bottom there might get a little confusing, but basically fifth grade math has our regular education fifth graders in math, plus our fourth graders who take our advanced math as well. And then one really shining star at our school is our sixth grade math program. We have an amazing teacher, and already this year, we're at 100% of our students in that class scoring at a level 3. And that's a middle school course. And what's really great is that, they're getting that opportunity to take sixth grade math now. By the time they get to seventh grade, they'll be taking high school algebra. So, it's such a great program in our district, but it takes special people to teach fifth grade math in the morning, go to lunch, come back, and then flip that switch and now teach middle school. So we're really fortunate, that we have such a strong program there. And then the last thing I want to share is just our important dates and information. We do have kindergarten kickoff coming up Wednesday, April 8th. We do 2 sessions, one in the morning at 8:30 and one in the evening at 6 o'clock. Our cheerleaders will be there. And it's going to be in our media center. And so if anyone watching at home through live stream, or if you know of anyone, because this is what's really powerful about our evenings together, is that it gives you all information to go back to the community to share. You can't go wrong with any of our elementary schools here in rural Palm Beach. And that's why the three of us collaborate together. We're going to go read in the next few weeks, Mrs. Getty, Dr. Amato, and I, to local VPKs and really to try to just get the word out about kickoff week. You can't go wrong with any of our schools. But it's just a great way to get the word out about, getting parents ready for that. And then also too, you can scan the QR code. We have our school video, which, kind of shows a little bit more about our house system especially. And then our Facebook page, that's really our only social media that we use. And so you'll see, our Facebook page is really active to showcase our students and teachers. So any questions from the board? Yeah, so I'm really proud. We really are a shining star. We're the only Title I school to be A-rated consecutively for the last 9 years. And so I'm really proud of that. It takes consistency year after year, but honestly, it takes engagement and community involvement. And as you could saw from our clubs and our activities, students won't learn if they're not happy at school and if they don't want to come to school. And parents need to feel supported and that they love their child's school for more than just academics. It's a lot more about academics and teaching and learning. It's also about involvement, and we're really proud of our little school. So thank you all. Okay.
So I just want to make a point of complimenting you on the house system, which I think is so fantastic. You talk about the kids wanting to come to school. I want to come, actually. I've been once, and I watched the initial activities, and I could see why the kids get so excited about it. And every day is a new opportunity to engage on these different levels in different ways, and then you integrate it so well into the curriculum. It's a perfect model. I love it. Like I said, you need to invite me more often, though. I'm just saying.
I do. I'm really bad at inviting you all, but definitely we'll try to get better. But thank you, Mayor. I appreciate those kind words. I know Miss Andrews every time. It's like, invite me over. So, no, I really appreciate that. You have to find ways to help students connect, and that's what clubs and activities are for. But also at the elementary school level, we knew we needed to do more, and it's just amazing to see how they feel connected. And what's really powerful is when they get new students coming in. They're all like, oh, I want you to be in Nuka Mori, I want you to be in Sole Vare, and it's just so powerful that they immediately welcome them. And we typically like to do it on Fridays as well, because then they can immediately go to lunch and eat with all of their housemates at lunch, because that's what we do on Fridays, is we split the cafeteria up and they eat with their house. So it's really powerful, and I think it just helps to create an even stronger culture.
Congratulations, doing a good job.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you very much, Cypress Trails and Principal Salter. Again, congratulations on the 100% level 3 for math for 6th grade. I mean, 100% for anything is hard, let alone math and 6th graders and whatnot. But yes, congratulations. Congratulations to the esports team. Go get them. Go represent. And again, excellent on the clubs and growing your clubs at the school. I know that growing up, clubs were awesome. Clubs saved me from being a misfit out growing up in Miami. So yeah, clubs are really good. Congratulations to the cheerleaders as well. Miss Allison, Miss Sydney, Mr. Ruggiero, Mr. Barnes, Lionettes esports team, and Principal Salter. Thank you very much. This is typically the time where I thank our guests for joining us, and if you'd like to stay for the central reports, you can, but you may exit if you'd like. If not, sit tight. promise them some club bucks. And now reports from Central Region District.
Good evening, Chairman Herrera, Mayor Mara. It's a pleasure to be here this evening, as always, on this Valentine's February. I bring to you greetings from Superintendent Burke, as well as Deputy Superintendent Chief of Schools, Ms. Wyatt. We are here this evening with several of our administrators that are here from our village schools, as well as we have our Chief of Performance Accountability with us this evening as well. So it's such a pleasure to have Team Palm Beach here and ready to present some of the great highlights from the schools here in the village. So tonight I want to start by thanking Mr. Salter for doing such an outstanding job representing Cypress Trails and presenting such the great leadership and work that's happening over at Cypress Trails. When you're thinking about between the house system and esports and finals and Prince AP of the Year over at Cypress, and there's just so many things going on, and it really truly is around educating the whole child. And the clubs are so important, and it's all about inclusion and so beneficial for our students. And happy kids will do well. And it is a happy home, and they are a happy family, and so are the rest of your elementary schools here in the village. So we're very, very happy to be here today and to be able to update you on what's happening within our district. So as I always begin each presentation is really just anchoring our work around the strategic plan. We are getting ready to sunset the plan in only one more year, so we're in preparation already of developing the new one, but we still have a little bit of work to do left on this one. I do want to add, and a huge highlight is that the graduation rate was released not long ago, and I'm happy to report that Royal Palm Beach High School graduated 96% of their students last year. That's a huge number. So congratulations to Royal Palm Beach High for doing such a great job. I also wanted to share with you and make it official that Crestwood Middle School was awarded the FY26 ECTAC Exceeding Expectations School. And I wanted to share a little bit about what a big deal that is. Now, remember that last year, Cypress Trails received the ECTAC. So knowing that Cypress Trails has already achieved that incredible award, I want you to be able to look at what it looks like at the middle school level. So if you look at all of the middle schools in the state of Florida, for 2025 school grade data, 559, okay? And these are, of which 355 of those middle schools have greater than 68.8% poverty, of which 187 of those schools, their school grade was A or B, of which 123 of those schools no SF findings, meaning all of the subgroups met the requirement of above 41%, of which 36 of those schools have a percentile ranking in achievement greater than 50%. That means proficiency. Of which 19 of those percentage ranking for learning gains are above 50%. That means that the students showed growth, learning gains, more than half of them. Of which 17 of those, now it gets really small, total points improved from 2024 to 2025, of which 16 of them, enrollment with over 50% as each tested a grade level. So if you think about all of those pieces, Crestwood Middle School is one of those 16 in the state. It's amazing.
Impressive.
So it's very, very impressive. All of those things had to happen. And as I mentioned before, this is not a recognition you apply for. They come to you and say to you, based on your student results, you qualify. Now let's see what it is that you're doing to see if it's impressive enough for us to be able to deem you one of those schools. Cypress Trails, like I mentioned to you, achieved this last year, and now you have Crestwood. So it's very, very impressive. Congratulations, because it takes a lot of work to get this done. Okay, and now with me this evening, I also have my team, Dr. Green, who is the Instructional Superintendent of Elementary Schools, and Mrs. Wetzel, the Instructional Superintendent of Secondary Schools, and of course, your very own school board member, Ms. Andrews, who will be able to share a few words after our updates. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Green so she can share some of the highlights from our elementary schools.
Good evening. I just want to say to Mr. Salter and to his team, that was absolutely exceptional. And I would like an invitation to the talent show. I didn't know about the talent show. Didn't know anything about that. I need that invite. All right. So good evening. Cypress Trails Elementary School, some of the recent highlights. Cypress Trails, as Mr. Salter shared earlier, participated in the South Florida Fair's Kids Mile. And also, if you'll take a look at one of the pictures there, you can see that the students had a great time at Field Day. And it is important for the community to know that their next SAC meeting will be held on March 4th. So mark your calendars. At H.L. Johnson Elementary School, where Dr. Amato is the principal, they had a family day at H.L. Johnson Elementary School. You can also see right there a picture of a collaboration between all three elementary schools around literacy, and I was very fortunate to be invited to that particular event. And then H.L. Johnson would like you to know that their next SAC meeting will be held on February 25th. So please mark your calendars. At Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, where Mrs. Tracy Getty is the principal, they were also fortunate to participate in the South Florida Fairgrounds Kids Mile on January 17th. The Bobcats also honored Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by walking in his footsteps. At Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, they are also building better readers with their volunteer program offered through the Palm Beach Literacy Coalition. And please mark your calendars, because their next SAC meeting will be held on February 25th. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ms. Wetzel.
Good evening, everyone. Bring you greetings from Dr. Nance, who is not able to be here tonight from Crestwood Middle, but we do have her assistant principal, Mr. Pasquarello, in the audience this evening. So many recent highlights coming from Crestwood Middle School. You have students Liam Jean and Joe Sutorres performed with the Florida All-State Chorus. There was a special viewing of The Stars Without a Heaven that was held on January 20th. They had a Holocaust survivor, Mr. Mickey Warsharsky, and the second-generation survivor, Mr. Paul Goldstein, visited the school on the 27th. And linked in there for your pleasure at some point is the video from CBS News. Crestwood actually congratulates their ESOL superstars. They had 80 professionals attend the annual Career Day. And the chorus performed at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, and their next SAC meeting will be March 5th. I can't believe I'm saying March already. Royal Palm Beach High School this evening. Dr. Robinson was not able to be here this evening. She had a family emergency, but we do have Miss Lisa Jones in the audience, the assistant principal from Royal Palm Beach High School. Very exciting news going on. Palm Beach Air Conditioning Contractor Association contributed $1,750 to help students succeed in the HVAC trade. The Andrea Fellows Leadership Representatives had special guests, Professor Dr. Peter Cruz, Chief of Staff and Attorney Diane Andre, Esquire, School Board Member Edwin Ferguson, Esquire, and State Representative Gervonta Edmonds. The DECA attended the district competition, not the national competition, but the district competition with 18 students set to compete at the state level. and their next SAC meeting will be held on February 17th. Just want to point out that Ms. Ricky Sarney and Mr. Fradkin were 2026 Dwyer Award nominees. Ms. Rosado was the Secondary Counselor of the Year nominee. Ms. Williams was the new Counselor of the Year nominee, so lots of celebrating going on at Royal Palm Beach High School. Congratulations to Royal Palm Beach High School 2025. We talked about graduation rates, and the class of 2025 acceleration is 77%, up 18 points from last year. And their new slogan, obviously, is on our way to a Wildcat A.
I love it.
And I thought I would debut their logo for the Quantum AI Nexus Academy that will be coming there for the next year. Did a good job on the logo. And I'll turn it back to Ms. Ames.
Any questions for me?
I just have one. Hi,
Sure.
thank you. Great report, as always. I had just a quick question on the exceeding expectations designation for Crestwood. Does that come with some sort of like additional funding, or what happens when a school is recognized?
So no, it does not. But what it does do is that they will be going, the principal and one other team member will be going to Orlando for a conference in which all of the schools throughout the state are recognized. They will have a beautiful plaque to hang over in the office area. But the beautiful thing about it is that they're going to be able to not only present some of their great work that had catapulted the school to that level, but also be able to participate and listen to other schools and some of their best practices and bring back that information.
Good to know. Thank you.
Anything else?
Would the schools that didn't reach that achievement be invited to join that conference? As I would imagine that they would be the ones that would be most, probably benefit the most out of all of these best practices?
So that conference is open to anyone to be able to go. It would just have to be paid by the school. But yes, the conference is open to any school to attend. But that's a very valid suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and now, wait a minute, now I got to announce now.
No, wait.
Now it's time for me to announce, and Ms. Andrews will be presenting next. Thank you. Sorry, Ms. Andrews.
Absolutely. We love it.
I think she would have come up anyway.
And good evening, everyone. Chair Herrera, all of the Education Committee members, our student representative, and our wonderful mayor. We are just so excited within the School District of Palm Beach County to have the partnership with the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I bring you greetings from our superintendent, Superintendent Michael Burke, and all 7 school board members, but I think I tell you all the time, I'm just thrilled to be your school board member. So before I go any further, Mr. Salter, principal at Cypress Trails Elementary, you are just awesome. When I looked at the data tonight, and I keep up with your school so much, I'm so proud of Cypress Trails Elementary. You've been in a Title I school, you would never know it because every student is important and you have maintained the A forever and ever. And it's not just about the A, it's about just the total child. Academics are very important, but you heard tonight from Principal Salter, it's about extracurricular activities, clubs, and organizations. And before I go any further, I know Ms. Hall is gone, but if she could just look at this video, I want to say congratulations for being the Assistant Principal of the Year for the Central Region. It was a big deal. About a week ago, we were all at the Education Foundation. Many were dressed in their tux and their best, and the cameras were rolling, and there she was up there, and I kept snapping her picture because I said, that's my assistant principal from the Central Region. So we're just so thrilled with her. We're thrilled with Cypress Trail Elementary School, and when we see that our kids are learning, growing, and developing, I mean, after-school programs, before-school programs, and in-school programs are so important. I was really pleased with the mathematics data. 100%, big deal. But I was also impressed with so much up there. I can't go into all of it, Mr. Salter, but I like the band program where children can take band, music, the arts, and academics show much growth together when kids have an opportunity to participate in band programs. And esports, it's a big deal now all across the country, but especially at the high school and the middle school level. And to see that our own Cypress Trails Elementary has esports there, another big deal. Mr. Salter, let's give him a big hand. You're awesome. You're wonderful. We love you for being great. And I've got to stop, but I love the changing of the shirts. And I love the Ron Clark Academy. Every school in Palm Beach County is not a Ron Clark trained academy school. When we give children the opportunity to grow, develop as leaders, and help each other along, going to Atlanta and getting that training so that they can be the very best for our children's growth and development, Cypress Trails is one of the first in Palm Beach County to make it happen as a Ron Clark Academy Elementary School. That's a big hand. Everybody needs to look up what it's all about, because it's all about total work together, academically, socially, emotionally, leadership skills, all of that. And yes, the Lionettes, I tried to do my dance coming in, but they're so awesome. The little ones, the ones in between, and they're going to the middle school. They'll be leaders, cheerleading leaders, but leaders of social and emotional development, making the students feel good about being a part of their school at middle school and high school. But you start out when they're little like that, and the elementary levels, and moving them on. So you have so much going on at your school, and I just really appreciate you. You work quietly, but you get it done. So I'm just pleased. You're not a big bragger, but I'm bragging on you because you're great. So keep up the great work, because it truly is all about our students, our community that makes it great. So thank you for that. And just a few pointers for what we've been doing at the school board. We just returned from Tallahassee, and I saw a lot of you there with me. You were there lobbying for what you needed for the Village of Royal Palm Beach, and the school board members were there lobbying for what we need for our students. And we always cross hand in hand, because it's all about our communities, it's all about our schools, and it's all about our students. So we have done our priorities for the legislative year, and we will be available again at the end of the session to come and give you all a report. Now, I don't know if you've received our legislative priorities, but I will make sure they're sent to the staff, Jacqueline. I'll make sure you get that. And you can just follow us. You know the session, it changes. It's fluid. You think you have a bill that's going to take care of getting us more money or whatever we're looking for, it goes through a lot of changes before the end. So we're not going to go through all of what's happening out there right now, because it changes day by day. But we will get you the priorities, and we will come back and tell you how well we did. And also, graduation. It's almost here, Carla. It's almost here. And I want to say that you all are always invited to our graduations with the School District of Palm Beach County. It's the crown jewel of what we do as a school district when our students make it to grade 12, walk across the stage to get their diploma as they move into life at another level. We want everybody there to celebrate. So we're hoping that you will be there. We're hoping, Mr. Mayor, Hamera, that you will have all of your people there to see this, because it is a big deal. And it is also celebrating and letting our students know, don't be afraid. It's a big world out there, but we prepared you well. You have a big umbrella around you, your parents, your community, your school. Everyone will be there for you as you move forward to take the next steps of your life. So those dates will be probably given to you by the regional office, and we will make sure that the education committee, as well as the council, have special seating, and just, we love it. It's a wonderful time. So we're preparing. You saw the scores up there. Cypress Trails, you're doing great, sometimes better than the district. Everybody's working hard, and we want our children to do the very best that they can do. That's all we can ask of them. Provide support, teach them, make sure they have everything to be successful, and guide them in a positive way as they take the next steps in their lives. So if you have some questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer.
I have a question, Sanders. Thank you for mentioning the legislative days, and we actually did get a chance to review your legislative priorities, and I just wanted to check in before the end of the session. Is there anything, I know some of the priorities like all-day pre-K and some of the funding priorities that you had, is there anything that we as a board or the general public can do to help? I don't know where we are with some of those pieces of legislation, anything that we could do to help support those efforts before the budget's done.
One of the things we do, we have our lobbyists. You saw Ms. Solnet come, and we also have our new chief of staff, Dr. Yolanda Morgan. They're keeping up every single day. Now, we may get into a point where it looks like it's shaky. We're always asking for additional funding, because our funding needs to happen for our children. In the state of Florida, we're down at the bottom when it comes to funding. I want to thank you all for passing the referendum. It's coming again. And that referendum that you passed over the years, it's coming back because it helps with teacher salaries, it helps with security, it helps with art, music, and PE. You have played a big role in making sure that we are the best in Palm Beach County, because you put your money where your mouth is and vote to help support funding where the state runs short. So they're still running short. We're looking at some deficits, and we're continuing to work with the legislature to get that money. And we may not get as much as we want, so keep looking forward to helping us with our referendum, and we'll keep you informed when we need you, because we may need you to write letters, call, and do it. And so periodically, we will ask Ms. Solnet and Dr. Morgan to make a connection with you and tell you what the next steps are. But, everybody's discussing everything. You have the House and the Senate, and, some of them are better than others with the money. So we're just hoping that they can continue to put our children first all over the state of Florida, especially right here in Palm Beach County. Any other questions? It's always great to see you, Chair Herrera. I love it. You just stole my thunder congratulating everybody today. But I think they have to be congratulated over and over and over again, because we're just so thankful for having the principals, the teachers, the community, everybody working together for our children. So I will always continue to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I might just kind of pick up on what Ms. Andrews was just saying about complimenting everybody. I mean, we do have extraordinary schools here in Royal Palm Beach, and yes, it's always about the money at the end of the day. There's just so much you can do. But just as important is praising and raising up those that do an extraordinary job, and we've got a community full of those schools because of the leaders and because of the teachers in our schools. And so we look for ways to celebrate them. Of course, we look for ways to fund them. And so we reached out at the beginning of the school year and reached out to the principals, reached out to the Education Advisory Board, asking for ideas about how the Village of Royal Palm Beach might be more effective in doing both of those things. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a first step in a direction of figuring that out, and I suspect it's going to be one of those continuing efforts on our part. We're going to take that up again this year during our strategic planning. We'll talk more about it. Now we have some feedback that we got through those surveys that you all completed, and we appreciate that. I mean, one of the efforts we started with an engagement with our high school students with the Youth Civics Leadership Program, and that's something I think can grow into something very meaningful. And I'll tell you just as a little anecdote, one thing I know for sure is when we open it up for public comment on items not on the agenda, I can always count on there being at least one of the members of Royal Palm Beach High School student body showing up and telling us about what's going on. That didn't happen in previous years. That's happening now. You might say, well, that's small. No, I would say, if you know the expression, it's a camel's nose under the tent. We're going to get that bigger and more often, and I think it'll be more substantially. So those kind of engagements are important, as well as writing those emails when they're needed, especially as things change, and they do change very rapidly up in Tallahassee. I want to just for a moment tell you that some of the coursework that's done, some of the courses like we were just talking about, the Holocaust Remembrance at Crestwood Middle School was extraordinary. And that's a district-wide program that shares those kinds of experiences with the students. They are absolutely amazing. There was a similar program that was done shortly after that at H.L. Johnson, which was about migrant farmers and workers, and what a great experience. Just a fantastic program. I got to tell you, that's part of that whole student exposure and learning that takes place. And we do it so well here. We really do. And of course, we rely heavily upon the school district to be able to provide those resources, no doubt about it. And one of the things that Principal Salter had mentioned, and we've heard this from other schools too, is the kind of a lineage that runs through our schools with the kids who become teachers, the kids whose kids go to those same schools, and that type of thing. And so I'm going to just take a little license here and tell you about a program that we have. It's a history club, Royal Palm Beach History Club program that we're trying to put together. And I have run into so many teachers who have said, wow, I was here when H.L. Johnson opened up. I was here when, and I want to invite you all to contact me so that we can do a little bit of an oral history to capture some of that. Because as we've said over and over again, our schools are such a critical part of our community, and they are such a large part of our history. So ask you to think about that. Please bring up any ideas, names, contacts, and that type of thing to me, and we'll reach out, because I think it's a golden opportunity to tap into the richness of our community through our schools. So I thank you for whatever help you might be able to give me there. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And no one's ever going to steal your thunder, Sanders. No one. Thank you very much, everyone. And now we have liaison reports. Please, come on up. Miss Siri Miller.
That was a very uplifting presentation. Congratulations on your A. And now I need to figure out how to work a wardrobe change into my presentation next year. Good evening. Happy to give a brief update on what's been going on at Western Academy and what we have coming up next. Last Saturday, we held our first walkathon on our campus. It was organized by our 5th grade safety patrol as a dual fundraiser, with part of the money going towards their educational trip to DC, and also benefiting the Fallen Patriots organization, which provides college scholarships and educational support to children who have lost a parent in the line of duty. We raised more than $8,000 last Saturday, so we are very proud, and it's a great example for our safety patrol to show their leadership and service. We also had a very special celebration this month. One of our 4th graders, Emiliana Fugger, she actually had a book that she wrote herself published. It's called Anatomy Under the Sea, The Adventures of Luna, the Loggerhead. And so we hosted a K-2 read aloud at our school, and she read to all of our students, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. And we're just so proud of her. And families and community members are invited to attend her book launch, which is at Loggerhead Marine Life Center on March 7th at 10 a.m. And then looking ahead, we have our second open house for new families next Tuesday night, February 17th at 6:30 in the evening, and we give tours of our campus and show parents what our culture is like. They get to meet our staff and students, and we're also holding an information session for our current fifth grade families to share details about our middle school pathways, including new industry certifications that we're going to be offering for IT and engineering within our Advanced STEAM Middle School Academy. And those certifications allow students to earn high school credit and also industry recognized credentials, which look great on their resume and can actually help them get jobs in high school pertaining to that. So it gives them a head start and some great opportunities. And then finally, this month, we're going to be partnering with PBSO for their Project Safe Learning Initiative. They're going to be presenting to our middle schoolers, reinforcing See Something, Say Something, which addresses warning signs related to student well-being and continues our focus on maintaining a safe environment for our students. And that's a brief look at what's been happening and what we have up ahead. Thank you for your continued support.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Principal Miller, Western Academy Charter School. I don't think I said that or announced you, but yes, Principal Siri Miller, thank you. And now, liaison reports? There we go. All right. Who'd like to go first?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Small. I am the community liaison for Royal Palm Beach High School, where Dr. Robinson is the principal. Well, right now, they're working very hard to help every student to succeed and reach their individual goals. Now, they're in the third quarter, which is officially the second half of the year, and they're turning up the focus on finishing strong. And so she's encouraging every child to go the extra mile. There's like an extra push now just to beat their personal best. So let's just keep them in mind and in our hearts and prayers as they try to excel and beat their personal achievement and goals.
So I am the liaison for Crestwood Middle School, and I was able to attend the January SAC meeting where I was told that there are events about multicultural awareness and student-to-student relationships in the works. So stay tuned.
Now the student council report. Ms. Carla Gonzalez de Leon.
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. So I have like a few things to say that our student council has done over like the past 2 months. So I'm gonna try to keep it like brief and short for you guys. So in December, a few of our members volunteered at the gingerbread night that was hosted by our former council member, Sydney, as you guys have met her a little bit ago. It was hosted in our cafeteria, as they had stated, and we helped by making the decorations and just volunteering at that night as well. On December 17th, our Health and Safety Committee went to Royal Palm Beach Elementary, where they presented a slideshow on online safety. Following the presentation, they hosted a series of games and gave out goodie bags. Additionally, on January 21st, that same committee, they went to Crestwood to present to 8th graders a presentation on drugs and alcohol safety. On January 20th, our School Spirit Committee, they executed their project, which they called the Glee Project. This video was a rendition of a Glee episode where the characters wore a t-shirt that had their insecurities written on it, and then they lip sync to Lady Gaga's Born This Way. And then on January 23rd, our State Project Committee, they visited Quantum House, which is a branch of St. Mary's Hospital. They house sick kids and they treat them there's just like a bunch of kids from all around the world and they treat them there. There we played Uno with them and we played bingo with them, and we also donated little pillowcases that had designs on them, and they were able to pick out the ones that they liked. And we spent like about 2 hours there, and they really enjoyed it. They really got into like the bingo and like the Uno, and it was really nice to see them like just be happy and, you know, just have a great time with us. But yeah, that's all. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Statements from the public? I'd like to motion the approval of the minutes of the Education Advisory Board for December 8th, 2025. Can I have
So moved?
Second?
motion passes? Any old business? Yes. I was waiting if anybody else had old business. Excuse me. Just want to remind the public that the Education Advisory Board scholarship for the Village of Royal Palm Beach, the deadline is February 20th, 5 p.m. Applications for college-bound seniors that live in the village are due by 5 p.m. either online or at the village office. I'd like to also thank, again, Councilman Richard Valentis for his generous donation of $1,000. We're able to award 11 scholarships as opposed to 10 this year. So we're really looking forward to getting as many applicants as we can, try to make the decision as difficult as possible. Next. I'd also like to recognize a couple of special guests that we have, John McGovern, and Councilman Adam Miller. And I'd like to remind the public that voting March 10th, we need to get out and vote. If you guys really want to make a difference, go out and vote. This is more an appeal to all of our residents in Royal Palm Beach. Let's go and make a difference. Anybody else? Okay, before I adjourn, next meeting is Monday, March 9th, where Principal Crystal Amato will be presenting for H.L. Johnson. Motion.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
How about new business? We talk about this?
Yeah, sure. Would you?
You can if you would.
Okay, so we are. Sorry about that. On Thursday, February 26th, we're continuing the Read for the Record by the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. It's the 20th annual and early literacy initiative. If you'd like to, I did get an email inviting myself, EAB members, as well to volunteer if we'd like to read or to get together with the village to see if we can go ahead and read. And as someone who has actually participated, I can say it's really awesome. Really nice to see young faces read and laugh with you, at you. More with you as you're reading. So I was able to go over with Principal Getty, and she made me feel at home, as always. So again, I invite anybody that really wants to go out there and read for kids, go ahead and reach out. We'll be happy to place you at whatever school it is that can place you. No, Mr. Mayor, you were out there as well. You're always out there. This is your big push. So if you'd like to add a little bit to it, go ahead.
Sure, and this will be our 10th year of participating in this 20-year-long national program. And of course, the idea is the same book is read throughout the country on that day to millions of kids by hundreds of thousands of community involved people, leaders, and others. And I'm excited about the Education Advisory Board getting involved this year, all in. And we'll be coordinating it through Chris Wax, who is kind of our executive administrative assistant. And so we'll have the specifics of that later. The book is See Marcus Grow. And it's a great story. It's a lot of fun. The kids enjoy it. We enjoy it more. But it is another way for us to engage with our schools. So, as I said before, there are many, many ways for the Village of Royal Palm Beach to be engaged with the schools, and this is just one that we've been doing for a decade now. So, yes, I'm looking forward to it. We always do every year. I know Carolyn and I have a great time. So, thank you all for inviting us.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion passes. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.